Ladies and gentlemen, imagine for a moment standing on the precipice of the unknown. The horizon stretches endlessly before you, shimmering with the promise of transformation. This is not just a moment of anticipation. It is a sacred invitation. An invitation to confront your deepest truths, to embrace your fullest potential, and to realize that the most extraordinary chapter of your life is about to unfold. Now, I want you to listen carefully. If what you are experiencing right now feels challenging, uncertain, or even painful, understand this. You are on the brink of something extraordinary. Because the greatest growth, the most profound transformation, often begins in the midst of adversity. It is in these moments of struggle that the soul awakens, stirring from its slumber to reclaim its power. Life, in its infinite wisdom, does not punish us, it prepares us. It challenges us not to break us but to forge us into resilient, authentic beings. When you face setbacks, failures, or hardships, remember these are not the end. They are the sacred fires in which your true self is refined and awakened. Every obstacle is a signpost pointing toward your greatest potential. The stage of your life that begins now is not a mere continuation of what was. It is a rebirth. A chance to rewrite your story with purpose, conviction, and clarity. It is an invitation to step into your power, to shed the doubts that have held you back, and to stand tall in the truth of who you are meant to become. Understand this: the universe is always in conversation with you. It whispers opportunities, lessons, and revelations, if only you listen. When life pushes you to your limits, it is not a punishment, it is a signal that you are ready to ascend to new heights. The pain you feel today is the seed of tomorrow's strength. So, I urge you, embrace this moment. Recognize that you are not defined by your circumstances but by your response to them. This is the beginning of your most powerful chapter yet, a chapter where resilience, courage, and authenticity reign. Stand firm, trust in your inner wisdom, and remember the best stage of your life is not behind you, it is ahead. It awaits your courage, your passion, and your unwavering commitment to becoming the greatest version of yourself. Challenges and hardships are not punishments, but essential fires that forge your resilience and character. When life tests you with difficulties, it may feel overwhelming, even unjust. But in those moments of struggle lies an incredible opportunity for growth. An opportunity to discover the depths of your strength and to build a foundation that cannot be shaken. Think of adversity as a refining fire. Just as gold is purified through intense heat, so too are your qualities of perseverance, patience, and courage refined through life's toughest moments. It is in the midst of difficulty that your true character reveals itself. When everything seems to be falling apart, you have a choice to succumb to despair or to harness that pain as fuel for transformation. Many people view hardships as obstacles that should be avoided at all costs. But the truth is, avoidance only delays your evolution. Every setback carries within it a lesson, a seed of wisdom that, when embraced, can propel you forward with greater clarity and purpose. Challenges strip away illusions and superficialities, revealing what truly matters. They force you to confront your fears, your doubts, and your limitations. And in doing so, they push you beyond the boundaries of what you thought was possible. Resilience is not something you are born with. It is something you develop through experience and deliberate choice. Each time you face adversity and choose to persist, you are strengthening your inner muscles. Over time, what once seemed insurmountable becomes manageable, and your capacity to endure grows exponentially. This resilience becomes your armor, allowing you to navigate future storms with greater confidence and grace. Furthermore, hardships teach humility and empathy. When you endure suffering, you gain a deeper understanding of others' struggles. This compassion enriches your relationships and broadens your perspective. It reminds you that everyone is fighting battles unseen, and that kindness and patience are vital in the journey of life. Recognizing that challenges are essential for growth shifts your mindset from one of victimhood to one of empowerment. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you begin to ask, "What is this experience teaching me?" This shift transforms adversity into a catalyst for self-discovery. It allows you to see setbacks not as the end but as integral parts of your story, chapters that add depth, wisdom, and strength. Remember, resilience is not about being unaffected by difficulties. It is about feeling the pain, acknowledging it, and choosing to move forward anyway. It is about understanding that setbacks are temporary and that your true power lies in your ability to rise after each fall. The more you practice resilience, the more natural it becomes to face life's challenges head-on, with unwavering resolve. Every challenge you encounter is an opportunity to build a more resilient, compassionate, and authentic self. They are the fires that burn away superficiality, leaving behind a core of strength and clarity. Embrace hardships as vital components of your journey, recognizing that they are not punishments but priceless gifts that shape your character and prepare you for the greatness that awaits. In the end, your ability to endure and grow through adversity will determine the quality and depth of your life. The most resilient among us are often those who have faced the greatest struggles and have chosen to transform pain into power. They understand that adversity is an essential part of the human experience, an alchemical process that turns challenges into diamonds. So, face your difficulties with courage, knowing that on the other side of every hardship lies a stronger, wiser, more resilient version of yourself. Every difficult phase in life marks the beginning of a new, more authentic chapter. When circumstances seem harsh or overwhelming, it can be tempting to view these moments as mere endings or failures. However, they are, in fact, the fertile ground from which renewal and transformation grow. Embracing the concept of rebirth means recognizing that no matter how dark the night, dawn will break and bring with it new possibilities, fresh perspectives, and deeper self-understanding. Many people resist change because they fear the unknown or cling to familiar routines and identities. Yet, true growth often requires letting go of what no longer serves us. When you experience loss, disappointment, or upheaval, it may feel as if everything you've built is crumbling. But these are the moments that push you to shed old beliefs, habits, and relationships that hinder your evolution. They serve as wake-up calls, urging you to reconnect with your inner truth and to realign with your higher purpose. Rebirth is a process of shedding the layers that no longer reflect who you are or who you wish to become. It is about peeling away superficial identities to reveal your core essence. This can be uncomfortable because it requires honesty and courage to confront parts of yourself you may have ignored or suppressed. It also demands patience, as true transformation unfolds gradually, often through a series of trials and introspection. The power of rebirth lies in its potential to awaken a deeper sense of purpose and passion. When you allow yourself to start anew, you open the door to possibilities that previously seemed out of reach. Perhaps a setback in your career pushes you to reevaluate your goals, or a breakup leads you to rediscover your independence and self-love. These experiences, though painful at first, can serve as catalysts for discovering your true desires and aligning your life with your authentic self. Rebirth also involves a shift in perspective. Instead of viewing hardships as punishments or failures, see them as necessary steps in your evolution. Life's challenges often strip away illusions and force you to confront your fears and limiting beliefs. In doing so, they create space for new growth and higher understanding. Each ending signifies the closing of one chapter and the exciting opportunity to write a new story, one that reflects your deepest values, dreams, and aspirations. The journey of rebirth is unique for each individual. Some may experience it through a sudden realization or a profound event, while others may go through a slow, deliberate process of introspection and healing. Regardless of the path, the key is to remain open and receptive to change. Trust that every ending is simply a prelude to a new beginning, and that each phase serves a purpose in your spiritual and personal development. Embracing rebirth requires a willingness to let go of attachments, whether to people, possessions, or identities, that no longer serve your growth. It is about cultivating resilience and trust that life is constantly transforming. When you surrender to this natural flow, you discover that change is not something to fear, but an inevitable and beautiful aspect of life's cycle. Rebirth also invites you to cultivate gratitude for the lessons learned during challenging times. Every hardship carries wisdom that, when integrated, makes you wiser, stronger, and more compassionate. These lessons become the foundation for your future endeavors and relationships. They remind you that you are capable of rising from the ashes, renewed and more aligned with your true self. Ultimately, each difficult phase is a sacred opportunity to reinvent yourself. It is a chance to shed outdated beliefs, heal wounds, and step into a more genuine version of who you are meant to be. The process of rebirth empowers you to view setbacks not as the end, but as vital parts of your ongoing evolution. By embracing this truth, you open yourself to endless possibilities, knowing that every ending holds the promise of a new, brighter beginning. The journey of self-discovery is a continuous process that demands honesty, openness, and courage. It is a voyage inward, where you peel back layers of conditioning, societal expectations, and superficial identities to uncover your true essence. This exploration is not a one-time event, but a lifelong commitment to understanding who you are at your core and aligning your life with that authentic self. Many people spend their lives caught up in external pursuits, acquiring possessions, seeking approval, or following societal standards, believing these things will bring fulfillment. However, true satisfaction comes from knowing yourself deeply and living in accordance with your inner values and passions. Self-discovery begins with asking fundamental questions. Who am I beyond my roles and labels? What do I genuinely want? What are my deepest desires and fears? These questions serve as the compass guiding you toward authenticity. The process of self-discovery often requires turning inward and confronting uncomfortable truths. It involves examining your beliefs, habits, and patterns to determine whether they serve your highest good. Sometimes, this means challenging long-held assumptions or letting go of identities that no longer resonate with who you are becoming. It may also involve exploring your emotions, preferences, and motivations, understanding that these are vital clues to your true self. Self-awareness is a cornerstone of this journey. By paying close attention to your thoughts, feelings, and reactions, you gain valuable insights into your inner world. Meditation, journaling, and mindfulness practices can facilitate this process, helping you create space for reflection and clarity. As you become more aware of your inner landscape, you start recognizing patterns that may have been unconscious and limiting your growth. Authentic self-discovery also entails embracing vulnerability. It requires the courage to face your fears, insecurities, and past wounds without judgment. When you accept yourself fully, flaws and all, you release the need for external validation and step into a more genuine existence. Vulnerability is the gateway to deeper connection, not only with yourself but also with others, fostering relationships rooted in honesty and mutual understanding. Along this path, you may discover passions or talents that have been hidden or neglected. Allow yourself the freedom to explore new interests without the fear of failure or judgment. These pursuits often serve as expressions of your unique essence and can lead to a more fulfilling life. Listening to your intuition and following your inner guidance become essential tools in uncovering your true purpose. Self-discovery also involves recognizing your values and aligning your actions with them. When you live authentically, your choices reflect what truly matters to you, creating a sense of coherence and integrity. This alignment brings a profound sense of peace and satisfaction that external achievements alone cannot provide. It reinforces the idea that your worth is inherent and not determined by external accomplishments or approval. The journey is not always linear or easy. It can bring up resistance, doubts, or feelings of confusion. These moments are natural and serve as vital parts of your growth. Embracing them with patience and compassion allows you to deepen your understanding and move closer to your authentic self. Trusting the process and remaining committed to self-awareness ensures that you continue evolving in a direction that is true to you. Ultimately, self-discovery is about becoming your own best friend and advocate. It entails recognizing your unique strengths, embracing your imperfections, and cultivating self-love. When you know who you are at your core, external circumstances lose their power to define you. You become more resilient, centered, and fulfilled because you are living in harmony with your true nature. This ongoing exploration enriches every aspect of your life. It influences your relationships, work, and daily choices, leading to a more meaningful existence. As you peel back layers of conditioning and uncover your authentic self, you step into a space of empowerment and clarity. The more you know yourself, the more you can create a life that genuinely reflects your highest potential. Self-discovery is not a destination but a lifelong adventure, an unfolding journey that continuously reveals new depths of who you truly are. The path of forgiveness is one of the most profound journeys you can undertake for your own healing and inner peace. Forgiveness is often misunderstood as condoning or excusing the hurtful actions of others, but in reality, it is a conscious choice to release the burden of resentment, anger, and pain that weighs heavily on your heart. Forgiveness is about freeing yourself from the chains of the past so that you can move forward with clarity, compassion, and an open heart. Holding on to anger or resentment keeps you trapped in a cycle of suffering. When you cling to these negative emotions, they drain your energy, cloud your judgment, and prevent you from experiencing true happiness. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting or dismissing the pain, but rather acknowledging it fully and choosing to let go of the destructive feelings associated with it. It is a gift you give yourself, a way to reclaim your power and restore harmony within. Forgiveness begins with understanding that everyone, including yourself, makes mistakes. No one is perfect, and everyone is doing the best they can with the knowledge and awareness they have at any given moment. Recognizing this human imperfection fosters compassion and empathy, opening the door to forgiveness. When you see others through a lens of understanding rather than judgment, you create space for healing and connection. A vital aspect of forgiveness is releasing the need for revenge or justice to be served. Sometimes, when we are wrong, we hold on to fantasies of retribution or wish that the other person suffers as we did. However, these feelings only perpetuate suffering and prevent emotional closure. Forgiveness involves accepting that you cannot change the past, and that holding on to resentment only prolongs your pain. It is about choosing peace over revenge, and understanding that peace begins within. Practicing forgiveness requires patience and compassion, both for yourself and for others. It is a process that unfolds gradually, especially when the wounds are deep or the betrayal was significant. You may need to revisit your feelings, process your grief, and gently remind yourself that forgiveness is a gift you give for your own well-being. It is not a one-time event, but a continual practice of releasing and choosing love over anger. Meditation, visualization, and affirmations can support the process of forgiveness. For example, visualizing sending love and compassion to those who have hurt you can help dissolve negative feelings. Affirmations such as, "I choose to forgive and release the past," or "I am worthy of peace and healing," reinforce your intention to move forward with an open heart. Journaling your feelings and reflections can also provide clarity and facilitate emotional release. It is also important to forgive yourself. Self-forgiveness is often overlooked but is equally essential for healing. We all make mistakes, and harboring guilt or self-blame only hinders our growth. Accepting your imperfections and forgiving yourself allows you to embrace your humanity and cultivate self-compassion. Remember that forgiving yourself is a step toward inner harmony and a prerequisite for extending forgiveness to others. The benefits of forgiveness are profound and far-reaching. When you forgive, you lighten your emotional load, reduce stress, and improve your mental health. Forgiveness creates space for love, gratitude, and joy to flourish. It enables you to reclaim your personal power and live authentically, free from the burdens of past grievances. Forgiveness also fosters healthier relationships as it encourages understanding, patience, and compassion in interactions with others. Ultimately, forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself. It liberates you from the chains of resentment and pain, allowing you to experience life with a renewed sense of peace and freedom. It is an act of self-love and an acknowledgement that your happiness and well-being are worth prioritizing. Forgiveness is not always easy, but it is one of the most transformative choices you can make. It paves the way for healing, growth, and a deeper connection to your inner peace, enabling you to live more fully and authentically. The importance of living in the present moment cannot be overstated. In a world that often pulls us in countless directions, whether through responsibilities, distractions, or worries about the future, the ability to stay rooted in the here and now is a powerful practice that can transform our experience of life. Living in the present allows us to fully appreciate each moment for what it is, without the distortion of regrets about the past or anxieties about what is yet to come. When we are caught up in past regrets or future fears, we miss the richness of the current moment. We become disconnected from our surroundings, from our bodies, and from our true feelings. This disconnection can lead to feelings of dissatisfaction, anxiety, and a sense that life is passing us by. By cultivating awareness of the present, we develop a deeper appreciation for the simple, fleeting experiences that make up our everyday lives. Whether it's feeling the warmth of the sun on your skin, hearing the laughter of a loved one, or savoring a delicious meal, these moments become more vivid and meaningful when we are fully present. Practicing mindfulness is one of the most effective ways to anchor ourselves in the present moment. Mindfulness involves paying deliberate attention to our thoughts, feelings, bodily sensations, and the environment around us without judgment. It's about observing what is happening in the moment, rather than trying to change or resist it. This practice can be incorporated into daily routines, such as mindful breathing, eating, walking, or even washing dishes. As we become more aware of our experiences, we start to notice patterns of distraction or autopilot behavior, enabling us to gently bring our focus back to what is happening right now. Living in the present also fosters a sense of gratitude. When we are mindful of each moment, we begin to see the abundance and beauty that surround us, even in ordinary circumstances. Gratitude cultivates positivity and shifts our perspective away from what is lacking or what we fear losing. It helps us recognize the blessings in our lives, no matter how small, and encourages a more optimistic outlook. This sense of gratitude not only enhances our emotional well-being but also strengthens our capacity to handle challenges with resilience and grace. Another benefit of living in the present is that it reduces stress and anxiety. When we worry excessively about the future or dwell on past mistakes, our minds become overwhelmed and our stress levels increase. Practicing present moment awareness allows us to break free from this cycle by anchoring our attention to what is real and immediate. It reminds us that the only moment we truly have is now, and by embracing it fully, we can find peace amidst chaos. This doesn't mean ignoring responsibilities or planning for the future, but rather approaching them with a calm and centered mindset, free from unnecessary worry. Living in the present also enhances our relationships. When we are fully attentive to others, listening deeply and engaging wholeheartedly, we create genuine connections. Being present with loved ones means giving them our undivided attention, which fosters trust, understanding, and intimacy. It helps us appreciate their true selves beyond superficial interactions or distractions. In this way, mindfulness and presence deepen our bonds and promote more meaningful and fulfilling relationships. It's important to recognize that living in the present is a skill that requires ongoing practice. Our minds naturally wander, and it's normal to get distracted or caught up in thoughts about the past or future. When this happens, gentle awareness and compassion are key. Instead of self-criticism, we acknowledge the distraction and lovingly bring our attention back to the present moment. Over time, this practice strengthens our ability to stay grounded and centered, even during difficult circumstances. Ultimately, living in the present cultivates a sense of peace, clarity, and purpose. It allows us to experience life more deeply and authentically, making each moment an opportunity for growth, joy, and connection. As we deepen our awareness of the here and now, we discover that life unfolds in its own perfect timing. Our worries diminish, our stress lessens, and a sense of calm and contentment takes root within us. Embracing the present moment is not a one-time achievement, but a lifelong journey, one that enriches every aspect of our existence and guides us toward a more fulfilled and meaningful life. Embracing change is one of the most vital aspects of personal growth and inner peace. Change is an inevitable part of life, and resisting it only leads to frustration, suffering, and stagnation. When we learn to accept and even welcome change, we open ourselves up to new possibilities, deeper understanding, and a more resilient spirit. Embracing change requires a mindset shift, from viewing change as a threat to seeing it as an opportunity for evolution and renewal. Many people fear change because it often brings uncertainty and discomfort. The familiar feels safe, even if it's not ideal, while the unknown can evoke feelings of vulnerability. However, growth rarely happens within the comfort zone. It is through facing challenges, adapting to new circumstances, and stepping into the unfamiliar that we develop our strength and resilience. The key is to recognize that change is not something to be feared, but an essential part of life's natural flow. Just as the seasons shift and rivers flow, human lives are characterized by continual transformation. Adopting an attitude of openness and curiosity toward change can transform our experience of it. Instead of resisting or denying change, we can approach it with a sense of curiosity about what it might teach us. Every transition offers lessons about ourselves, others, and the world around us. When we view change as an opportunity for learning, we shift from a mindset of resistance to one of acceptance and growth. This perspective allows us to see challenges as stepping stones rather than obstacles, fostering a sense of empowerment and hope. Practicing mindfulness can also help us navigate change more gracefully. Being present in the moment enables us to observe our reactions without judgment. When faced with change, we might experience fear, sadness, or uncertainty. Mindfulness teaches us to acknowledge these feelings without becoming overwhelmed by them. Instead, we can breathe into the discomfort, allowing it to pass through us without control or resistance. Over time, this practice cultivates patience and resilience, helping us adapt more easily to life's inevitable shifts. Another important aspect of embracing change is cultivating trust in the process of life. Sometimes, we cling to what is familiar because we believe it offers safety or certainty. Yet, life is inherently unpredictable, and our attempts to control every aspect often lead to frustration. Trusting that change is a natural and necessary part of growth allows us to surrender our need for certainty and embrace the flow of life. This trust nurtures confidence that, even in difficult times, we have the inner resources and wisdom to navigate whatever comes our way. Acceptance and gratitude are powerful tools in this process. When change occurs, instead of resisting or lamenting what we have lost, we can choose to accept the new reality and find gratitude for the lessons and opportunities it presents. Gratitude shifts our focus from what is missing to what is possible. It helps us appreciate the journey, even when it takes us through difficult or unfamiliar terrain. Such an attitude fosters resilience and positivity, enabling us to grow stronger through adversity. It's also beneficial to view change as a catalyst for self-discovery. Every transition often prompts introspection, encouraging us to reflect on our values, desires, and purpose. When we embrace change, we create space for new insights and perspectives to emerge. This process can lead to a deeper understanding of ourselves and our true nature. It might inspire us to pursue new goals, develop new skills, or deepen our relationships. Change in this way becomes a doorway to authenticity and personal evolution. Ultimately, embracing change is about cultivating flexibility and adaptability. Life is dynamic, and our ability to adapt determines how well we navigate its ups and downs. When we accept change as a natural part of existence, we become more resilient, more open-minded, and more at peace with ourselves and the world. We learn to flow with the currents of life rather than fighting against them. This mindset not only reduces suffering, but also enhances our capacity for joy, creativity, and fulfillment. Embracing change transforms uncertainty into possibility and challenges into opportunities for growth. It empowers us to live fully, with courage and grace, trusting that every ending carries the seed of a new beginning. Gratitude is a powerful practice that has the potential to transform our perspective and enrich our lives. It is more than just saying thank you. It is an attitude of appreciation and acknowledgement for the goodness that exists around us and within us. Cultivating gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack or what is going wrong to what is abundant and positive. This shift can profoundly influence our emotional well-being, our relationships, and our overall outlook on life. When we actively practice gratitude, we begin to notice the small blessings that often go unnoticed. It might be the warmth of the sun on our face, the smile of a stranger, a kind word from a friend, or even the simple ability to breathe and move. Recognizing these moments allows us to see the beauty and kindness that surround us daily. In doing so, we train our minds to seek out the good, even amidst challenges and difficulties. This perspective fosters resilience and helps us maintain a sense of hope and optimism, regardless of external circumstances. Gratitude also enhances our relationships. When we express appreciation to others, it deepens our connections and nurtures trust and mutual respect. Saying thank you or acknowledging someone's efforts makes them feel valued and seen, which in turn strengthens bonds. Genuine gratitude fosters a cycle of kindness and generosity, creating a more compassionate and harmonious environment. Moreover, practicing gratitude can help us become more empathetic, as we recognize and appreciate the efforts and sacrifices others make for our benefit. This mutual appreciation creates a positive feedback loop that benefits everyone involved. In addition to improving relationships, gratitude has significant mental health benefits. Scientific studies have shown that regularly practicing gratitude can reduce stress, anxiety, and depression. When we focus on what we are grateful for, our brains release feel-good neurochemicals like dopamine and serotonin, which enhance our mood and promote feelings of happiness. It also helps us develop a more balanced perspective, making it easier to cope with setbacks and adversity. Instead of dwelling on what's wrong, gratitude encourages us to see the silver linings and opportunities for growth within difficult situations. Gratitude also fosters humility and perspective. It reminds us that many of the blessings we enjoy are not solely the result of our efforts, but are often the result of support, kindness, and circumstances beyond our control. Recognizing this interconnectedness cultivates humility and a sense of shared humanity. It encourages us to be more generous and compassionate toward others, understanding that everyone faces their own struggles and that we are all part of a larger community. Practicing gratitude regularly can be simple yet profound. It can be integrated into daily life through journaling, where each day we write down a few things we are thankful for. This practice helps to train our minds to focus on the positive aspects of life and creates a habit of appreciation. Another approach is to make a conscious effort to thank others often, whether through a heartfelt note, a kind word, or a gesture of appreciation. Mindfulness can also play a role. By being present and fully experiencing moments of joy or kindness, we naturally cultivate gratitude. It's important to remember that gratitude is not about ignoring difficulties or pretending everything is perfect. Instead, it is about acknowledging what is good alongside recognizing what is challenging. It's about cultivating a balanced awareness that appreciates life's blessings even while facing hardships. This balanced perspective creates inner strength and peace, allowing us to navigate life's ups and downs with grace. Ultimately, gratitude is a practice that can be cultivated at any time and in any situation. Its benefits ripple outward, improving our mental health, enriching our relationships, and fostering a sense of contentment and fulfillment. When we cultivate gratitude consistently, we open ourselves to a greater sense of abundance and joy. We learn to cherish each moment, recognizing that life's true riches are often found in simple, everyday blessings. Gratitude transforms ordinary experiences into extraordinary gifts and invites a deeper appreciation for the beauty and kindness that permeate our lives. Self-love is the foundation of a fulfilling and balanced life. It involves recognizing and honoring our own worth, nurturing our well-being, and treating ourselves with kindness and compassion. Developing a healthy sense of self, love is not about vanity or ego. It is about acceptance, understanding, and creating a positive relationship with ourselves. When we truly love ourselves, we are better equipped to face life's challenges, build meaningful relationships, and pursue our dreams with confidence and resilience. Many people struggle with self-love because of past experiences, societal expectations, or internal critic voices that diminish their worth. These negative beliefs can lead to feelings of inadequacy, self-doubt, and even self-criticism that erodes our self-esteem. Overcoming these patterns requires awareness and intentional effort. It begins with recognizing that our worth is inherent and not conditional on external achievements, appearance, or the approval of others. Every individual has intrinsic value simply by being human, and acknowledging this truth is the first step toward cultivating genuine self-love. Practicing self-compassion is essential in nurturing self-love. This means treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer a good friend. When we make mistakes or face setbacks, instead of harshly criticizing ourselves, we can speak to ourselves with patience and forgiveness. This gentle approach helps to heal wounds of shame and self-judgment, replacing them with acceptance and encouragement. Self-compassion allows us to embrace our imperfections and recognize that they are a natural part of being human, rather than flaws to be ashamed of. Taking care of our physical, emotional, and mental health is another vital aspect of self-love. This includes engaging in activities that nourish our body, such as eating nutritious food, getting enough rest, and exercising regularly. It also involves setting boundaries to protect our energy and well-being, saying no to things that drain us, and prioritizing our needs without guilt. Mental and emotional self-care might involve practices like meditation, journaling, therapy, or any activity that helps us process feelings and cultivate inner peace. When we honor our needs and care for ourselves holistically, we reinforce the message that we are deserving of love and kindness. Self-awareness is a key component of developing self-love. By exploring our beliefs, values, and patterns, we gain insight into who we truly are and what we need to thrive. Mindfulness practices can help us become more aware of our thoughts and feelings without judgment, allowing us to observe ourselves with compassion and curiosity. As we deepen our understanding of ourselves, we can identify areas where we may be holding on to negative beliefs or behaviors that hinder our self-love. With this awareness, we can gently work toward healing and growth. Building a positive inner dialogue is another powerful way to foster self-love. Many of us are conditioned to be our harshest critics, but changing this internal narrative can lead to greater self-acceptance. Replacing self-criticism with affirmations and encouraging words helps to reshape our perception of ourselves. For example, instead of thinking, "I am not good enough," we can consciously affirm, "I am worthy and enough just as I am." Over time, these affirmations become part of our subconscious, strengthening our self-esteem and fostering a more loving relationship with ourselves. Celebrating our achievements, no matter how small, also nurtures self-love. Recognizing our efforts and accomplishments reinforces our sense of value and competence. It is important to acknowledge progress rather than only focusing on perceived shortcomings or failures. Self-love involves accepting ourselves fully, including our strengths and vulnerabilities, and embracing the journey of becoming our best selves with patience and gentle encouragement. Ultimately, self-love is a continuous practice rather than a one-time achievement. It requires patience, dedication, and a willingness to treat ourselves with kindness and acceptance, especially during difficult times. When we cultivate self-love, we create a solid foundation for a joyful, authentic, and resilient life. We become more capable of giving and receiving love, setting healthy boundaries, and pursuing our passions with confidence. Self-love empowers us to live authentically and to recognize that we are deserving of happiness, respect, and compassion simply because we exist. It is the key to unlocking our full potential and experiencing true inner peace.